Hey guys, welcome to Bookish Shayla. This is going to be my wrap-up for this week's weekly challenge, and I'm going to show you what I'm playing with next week. So this week, hold on just a second. Sorry, I forgot to grab my layouts that I had done. This week, my random number generator landed on 49 and Market. So I pulled 7 different 49 and Market collections, paired it with some pictures, and then I got busy. Every day, pretty much, I had to pull some scrap paper, and I just went into my scrap color bins and pulled out paper from there that I needed to use up anyway. And because I hate cutting into 49 and Market. It's just so pretty that it really hurts my heart to cut it up. And so when I needed more paper, I instead went into my color binders. So, my scrap color binders. So this is the layout that I literally just finished. Like, these splatters are still wet. And I used... This was the Spectrum Sherbert collection. This was the 49 and Market paper I used. Then I pulled out some yellow and black cardstock from my scraps to go with this picture. This is my son and his cousin, and they had to play on the baseball team on the same night because he was too young to play. It was summer league, so it didn't really matter. But he was just going into the 8th grade, and the high school baseball team needed some extra players. They were short some players, and so they asked Garrett to play, and then they had to ask a couple of girls to play. So I thought it was pretty cool that Garrett and his cousin had to play on the same team. So that's just what I documented. I used this Sketches in Time sketch, but I rotated it so it looks like this. This was the one from January 8th. I added some chipboard, all the yellow chipboard that was in there. I added it, and then I only had a few of the yellow bubbles and baubles, so I used them. And then this one said here, and then I journaled and then splattered. So this literally I just finished, but that was number 7, but that's the first one that I'm going to talk about. Then I don't know what I did with my pages, my sketches that I used this week. Oh, darn it. Oh, well. I'll figure it out sometime. Anyway, this was another one I did. This is the Spectrum Gardenia collection. And I had paired these chipboard glitter letter alphabets that I had paired with this collection a long time ago. So I went ahead and spelled out love and big with those. And then the whole title is Love Your Big Heart. And I pulled some of the laser cuts, the heart laser cuts, and then these are laser cuts. And I pulled a film strip and the bubbles and bubbles. And this is a and some Scrappy Happy Studio epoxy flare. This is my great niece, and her little skirt I thought matched this collection perfectly. So that's 2. And yeah, that one didn't have a sketch. Now this one is the first one I did, and this is the Avesta, I think is what it's called, collection. And I did cut a piece of paper in this one, and I made this frame, and then I used the rub-ons to embellish the frame, and then I pulled some of the chipboard here and did some splatters. And this is my daughter. She was getting ready to go to a rodeo, and she had on this orange and turquoise jewelry that I just thought really matched these pictures really well. This one is using the Everywhere kit, and these were taken in Alexandria, Virginia when we were there in 2013, and I used a cardstock, close to my heart, white daisy cardstock, and some Speckled Egg Distressed Oxide packaging, and then sprinkles splatters. And then these 3 papers, the paper pictures are backed on, and these 3 papers here were from my scrap bin. So again, this is one of those times where I pulled some scraps. I used this sketch from Scrap-A-Sketch. It was sketch number 101. I used it, and chipboard, and a bunch of the ephemera in this one. So there's that one. That's number 4. Number 5 is the Color Swatch Ocean collection. Now this and this and this again were scraps that I used that are not 49 a market. I pulled them out, and then I used 3 different blue thickers fonts to make my title, and I cut these film dies from our viewfinders from a viewfinder die cut, and this was also a scrap piece of paper. So again, I used a bunch of different scraps from stuff that was not 49 a market. I did use some acetates and some film strips and some of the ephemera, and I think this one was a laser, or maybe this one back here. Some of these were laser cuts. But anyway, these are my kids with their ribbons from the county fair, and so I titled it Blue Ribbon Winners, and I made it all monochromatic. Oh, and I used the Scrappy Square had this sketch. I think it's a page maps sketch, but anyway, it was day 8. They've been doing sketches every day, so that's where I got that one. So that's 5. 6 is this using the Spice collection. I only used 1 piece of paper because again, I just have such a hard time cutting the paper. It's so pretty. And I used the rub-ons for these splashes because I used this paper issues. They are also doing a sketch a day in January. I used this sketch as my inspiration. This was day 11. Now mine, I only have 3 and they aren't as long, but I put those down, and then I used the rub-ons down here for this little cluster and the rub-ons for this title. Now the title went this way. I had to cut each of those letters and add them individually. And then some of the bubbles and baubles, and some of the chipboard and ephemera, and some Scrappy Happy Studio canvas flare that was in the either September or October box, or October, November. I can't remember which one it is. And then some of their epoxy flare too. And the flare was meant to match this collection. And this is my niece. She was president of the Beta Club, and this is during induction. So that was that one. And then number 7 is, now I know this is my daughter showing a pig, and I used this really pretty flower paper. This is the Avena collection, I think, but her shirt was orange, and I mean, she's a pretty girl, so I used pretty paper. That was my thought. And this too had a sketch, but I don't know where it is. I think it was a paper issue sketch, and I'm gonna have to reprint it, I guess, because I've lost the picture. Anyway, so this is my daughter showing her piggy. I used chipboard. The sketch had these frames, and so I used the frames and these chipboard here, and then I also have some of the rub-ons here and underneath the frames here, and then I did some splatters. So, oh, and the corners in the sketch, they had these corners torn out, so I just went into my color scraps and found some that matched and put it on there. So those were my 7.49 in market. Like, oh, there's the sketch. I found it. So there was the page, and there was the sketch, and it was a paper issues. It was the January 1st sketch. So there we go. So this week I was not very happy with my random number generator because they pulled something that I didn't want to do. I have a drawer that's full of leftover vellum, leftover transparencies left over. I used to do these swaps that you would get like titles and definitions and that and leftover rub-ons, and that's the drawer that came in my random number generator this week, and I was not happy about it. But I pulled 7 of them. I actually went through there and got rid of a bunch, or not a bunch, but I got rid of a stack that I'm gonna send to somebody that does blessing boxes. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna suck it up, Buttercup, and I'm going to use these. So let's go through my 7 kits for this week. Okay, so this is a transparent overlay from Memories Complete from 2003. So 21 years ago, kids. 21 years ago. And there's 3 different ones, or 2 different ones. This says, "Shine, shine, pour down your warm, great sun." And it's a quote by Walt Whitman. And this one says, "Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see the shadows." And that's a quote by Helen Keller. So 2003. Do you see why I didn't want to go into this bin? Because it's stuff from 2003. But I'm going to use it, or I'm going to get rid of it. The stuff that I pulled, most of it, if I don't use it this time, it's going away. So this is the first one. So I pulled these 2 pictures of my daughter. This one she's skiing, and this one she's riding a little surf boogie board kind of thing at the lake from 2014. So I pulled these. I'm going to use this sketch from the Scrappy Square Day 14. I pulled this really old KI Memories collection from 2004. So 20-year paper, 21-year overlay. It's going to happen. This stuff is going to get used. But in this kit, I have letters, or alphas. I have mod blocks and tags, funky frames and labels. I have a whole bunch of scraps that I'm not going to show you all of them. So this will be perfect for a Baby Got Scraps layout. But I don't know if I have, yeah, I do have a little bit of paper. But see, and some of it has this like iridescent look to it. I have vellum. I have, and this is the full pattern paper I have. I have this blue, this stripe, this dot, and this plaid with the weird color to it. So I pulled that out because it's got to get used, right guys? It's got to get used or it needs to go. That's the rule for the year. It's got to get used or it needs to go. So then I also pulled out these Freckle Pond chipboard because I bought a whole bunch of it when it was on sale for Black Friday, so I'm trying to use it up. So I figured the pinks and the oranges and the yellows would go well. So there's that. And then I pulled these dots, which look a little weird, but the blue matches. The white, of course, would match. And then the periwinkle kind of matches. There's a little bit of periwinkle in here too. So I pulled those because I ordered those off Peachy Cheap. So I'm using them up. So that's kit number 1. Stuff that's older than my daughter. Not as old as my son. Pretty close. But older than my daughter. So, kit number 1. Kit number 2. For this one, I pulled from my drawer these acetate butterflies and rose that are silver. 3 of them. I can use 3 of them, right? And then I went and found this kit, this hot off the market paper and stuff. So let's look at the paper first. So I have some scraps here. Quite a few scraps actually. And then I have this one. It's tone on tone green on the back. This floral. that's tone-on-tone gray. This pink and rose, and the tone-on-tone pink. That's the same. This green and pink and rose, and this tone-on-tone green lacy looking. So that with this 3D paper tool that's also roses and butterflies. These pink pearls. And this trim. I have the rose, I have the pink, and I have the green. So that's going to be that all. And then I pulled the sketch, and it's a paper issue sketch. These are my two pictures. We took my mom and I took my daughter to the Cinderella Ballet, and this was us there. And then I had this lonely little Felicity Jane tab that says the story that matched, and it was just sitting over there, and so I'm going to use it. So that is number 2. Number 3, the product I pulled was these Daisy D rub-ons. One says feels like home. I don't even know if these are going to work. Can't tell what this one says. Giving thanks, nature's beauty, milestones, the little things, and the good stuff. It does not have a year on them. So then I pulled this scrap room from 11/23, so just November scrap room kit, because I thought those were kind of fall feeling, and so I pulled this one, Enchanted. It's a fancy pants, and so this is that paper. This buffalo plaid with these leaves. This geometric design with these icons, and then 2 pieces of black cardstock. So that's the paper. Also in the scrap room kit were some ephemera and some sticky, or some puffies. One says besties. It says besties in my love. I can pull it out. So there's that. I pulled this picture of my son and daughter. They were watching a video on his phone sitting in the chair. I actually think this is from Christmas, but I figured the sentiments could go with it anyway. I also pulled these P13 chipboard embellishments and these Scrappy Happy Studio Flair because the colors match. And I am going to use this Scrap Squad Scrap Lift number 2 for the year for my picture. So that is number 3. And I hope these rub-ons still work, or I guess if not, they'll be in the trash can. Number 4. This is one when I pulled it, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I pulled this transparency that I don't know where it came from. I don't know how old it is, but it says beauty, 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 beauty. Beauty comes from within. So I went to my hot off the press papers. And I pulled these because they're the right color. Now these are steampunk, and this is kind of like more florally, but I figure I can make it work. So there's that scrap. This is blue with brown gears, and then just tone-on-tone gears. This is a ivory pattern, and on the back is some clocks and gears. This has gears in it. And this, see, I think with the butterfly and stuff, I think I can make it work. This pretty blue and gears of it. This brown with gears around it. On the back is this cool clock paper, which another one of these, another one of those, and another one of those, and then this brown with big gears on the back. So I pulled that paper because it was really the colors is the reason I pulled it. Because see how well those colors go together? Then, oh, there's another scrap. Also with this paper, there was some, this transparency. Now it's a boy and the picture is not a boy, so I don't know if I'll be using any of these, but on the back there's some washi tape stuck to it. Also with the kit, with those papers came these copper dazzles, which the butterfly will look really good, the heart, some more scraps. I also have this baggie of trim and some wooden pieces. I'm not going to pull it out, but there's like some light bulbs and different things, so there's that. The picture I'm going to use is just my daughter, a selfie of my daughter, because I just think that's so pretty. And that is Scrap-A-Sketch number 99 is the sketch I'm going to use. So there's number 5. Oh, no, that was number 4. This is number 5. Number 5, I pulled for my product these Kelly Pinancy rub-ons from Sandy Lion. Saying if there was a year. I don't see a year on them, but they're old. I can tell you that. And there's forever best buddies, friend, always and forever, life, love, friendship, memories, life. It takes a long time to grow an old friend. I pulled another scrap room kit. It has, that I have used, as you can see, part of a wine colored cardstock, part of an off-white cardstock. This looks like it's going to be a Baby Got Scraps layout too. This is, by the way, Photo Play Our Friendship. So this floral, and on the back is these frames with words. This foliage, and on the back is another floral, and these stickers that said things like always better together and best friends and stuff. So then I also pulled this black and white flare with hearts and these photo corners that are black and white. And this picture is my daughter and her bestie. If you watched my video from earlier, that is my daughter's bestie. I just scrapbooked a layout with her. And then I'm going to use this Paper Issues Day 17 sketch with all the circles. And like I said, this will probably be a Baby Got Scraps layout. So that's layout number 5. Layout number 6, I pulled these rub-ons. Again, I'm sure hoping these rub-ons work. These are from Expression Junkets. Dress Up, Lipstick, Sassy Girlfriends. Oh, Lipstick and Lashes. Sweetie. Fabulous Ponytails, Pigtails. 2005. 19 years. Same year my daughter was born. I pulled these from a paper pad, and then I got rid of the paper pad because these were about the only papers that I thought I might even use. There's this pink on pink diamond, this butterfly, this purple on purple heart, and these blue flowers. I thought the colors went well with this. Then I also pulled, what else did I pull? Oh, I pulled a couple of different freckled fawn things. I pulled this one for the alphabet. It's the January 24 kit, embellishment kit. And I pulled this one because some of these had the right colors in it, some of these chipboards, and it's the January 23 embellishment kit. I'm not going to get it all out for you because that would take too long. I also had these from my leftover bin over there, and like the pinks and the blues work with it, so I pulled that. I also had this from my leftover bin. Again, the pinks. The green, not so much, but I might make it work. I added these glossies because of the pink and the blue and the two different blues. I also added from Freckled Fawn these two. The red won't, but these two will work. And my picture is my daughter with her two friends that were all going to the same prom and were getting their makeup and hair done. And I am going to use that sketch. It's a Scrappa sketch, but I got it off the Scrappy Square for day 11. So that is 6. And 7 were these Basil cardstock edge strips. There's a whole different ones. I mean, there's flowers, there's, here's all the different, I don't know if you can see that, all the different shapes. So I pulled that, and I pulled this Photo Play Met on the Tires collection that I'm going to use because the colors were perfect, the brown and the green. I pulled these 2 pictures. My husband and his dad, they shot these in Colorado on their hunting trip, and I am going to use this sketch from Paper Issues Day 7. So this week is going to be a challenge, guys, but I am really, really hoping I can use up a whole bunch of really, really old stuff. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, if you want to give it a thumbs up, I would love it. And hit that subscribe button if you want to see some more things by me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.